Good morning. I think you can hear me, and we're going to start again the lecture of advanced energy chemistry. This is the third time. And first, my excuses. I had that the internet traffic turns out to be so busy since the telework achieved critical mass, especially after Golden Week in Japan. And many universities, something like I heard that Tokai University and some almost private university faces internet issues such as, their communication becomes slow and looming images. However, I would love to still attempt a live lecture via YouTube. So this lecture, again, I would like to do YouTube, and I hope you have them already download these files, and file name changed. In fact, I uploaded new files. Today you need 22 and 31, both you need. Yeah, as I told, this lecture is in English, and it's a English-directed lecture, full-time English, or written will be English, and a textbook written in English as well. In my case, the textbook is like uploaded files. And I would emphasize that do not hesitate. So just pronounce and try to listen to. So I would like to take attendance. So if you are there, send me text me. You are there by message function, chatting function. And I got some mails. It says that my mail is received or accepted or something like I accepted and received any mails you sent. So some student told me that I put some file on the mail. So you said that you don't accept the attached file, but I am accepting any file, so do not worry about that. Thanks, many students, and I cannot tell all names, but taking attendance. Yeah, the first time I told that to you, we demand you, graduate student, precipitating more than 80% of day attended, the credit of this lecture will be earned when more than 60% percentage of questions answered correctly within 2 examinations. But I said 2 examinations, but this is not correct at present because we are doing some attendance or exercise every time. So that is enough, I think. And of course, the first part is given by me, and the second part is given by Okuya Sensei. So so I am responsible for half, and the Okuya Sensei will be half. So we are going to add 2 results, and finally I am going to give your evaluation. Schedule is I told anytime, and this is second half by Okuya Sensei. And today is May 13th, Wednesday. And after this, I think these lectures will be held on just Wednesday, just as scheduled. Before that, it's quite accidentally scheduled. But after this, some schedule is just on Wednesday. So agenda today, May 13th, is like brush up and a trendy word, two, how to pronounce scientific words. Okay, before that, I'm showing some my computer desktop. It's not so clear, but I have such a number of dictionaries in my computer. So, of course, the web dictionary works well at present, but sometimes it doesn't. Or, of course, there's no internet service. You cannot access any dictionary. So I always have these dictionaries. These are so useful, and especially English, Japanese, Japanese, English, or English, English. Those and this dictionaries like English plus some English word plus example prepositions. So example contribution, contribute should have two, but you might think which is correct, to or with. So this dictionary gives you those answers. And also I uses I like this dictionary very much. This one, Agile. I'm showing the version of 2016, but the present one is I think 2020, January 8th version, and which contains like these numbered words, and also you can see the collocation. I told like verb and prepositions combination, which preposition you have to choose if you use this verb or this dictionary tells you. So which also contains many instance sentences, so quite useful, especially when you write a English sentence. So agenda today, brush up. Can you see the previous file of 2.2? At some point, it is not enough to tell you. File 2.2, yeah. I'll drag the brush up and I'll drag to add something. Yeah, around here. We have all the CDR, like what is person or like punctuation as well, and I would like to add some punctuation. Yes, last week I told that the semicolon, like this sentence. I have eaten ramen, gyudon, and soba last night. So this is some respective words, but case of some phrase here, instead of comma, you have to use the semicolon like this. This is one of the how to use a semicolon. I purchased red rose, white Margaret, and blue pansy. In this case, this is quite short, but it's phrase. So these cases, you have to use a semicolon instead of a comma. This is addition. from the last week. Punctuation, we have done the person, first person, second and third as well. And some abbreviations also, which is often used in scientific description. Yep. So we're going to switch again in today's. So these are brush up, and I've just close the brush up, and now we're going to have some exercises. Today we have 3 exercises during this lecture. So that means you have 3 answers. You write down your 3 answers into one mail and hopefully not attach the file directly in the main text and send me. The first exercise 1 is exemplify 5 acronyms. Around you, there's many acronyms. Last time I told many acronyms like ATM and ETC and something like that. But in your research, you use, I guess, a lot of acronyms. Some of those I do not know. So you have to exemplify the 5 acronyms with their original form as well. So if you choose example ATM, so the original form is automated teller machine or something like that. So you should write down both of acronym and its original form. And just exemplify 5, like ATM, ETC, blah, blah. So you need 5 acronyms and 5 original forms. This is exercise 1. Exercise 2 is exemplify 5 pairs of antonyms. Now, again, we cannot antonyms. So there are 5 pairs of antonyms. So yes, that hard. Quite typical example is white and black. I don't think red and blue is an antonymy, and not red and blue, but black, white works. And I thought maybe cold and hot is kind of antonymy. So you're going to choose the example of the 5 pairs of antonyms. So this is not antonyms such as like black and not black. This is not. Black and white is antonyms, but yeah, 5 and 5. These are exercise 1 and exercise 2. Exercise 3 will be shown you later. Exercise 1 is you're going to show me the 5 acronyms and their original forms. And exercise 3, you're going to choose 5 pairs of antonyms, right? We're going back this slide again, so do not worry. And exercise, so not complete, because we have 3 exercises today, so I just showed you only 2, so some your exercise via email, like last week, my email address is this, and you have to give your student number, student ID, and a title, and you should also start with student number and your name in the main text. So hopefully an attached file will not be, so just write down directly into the main text of your mail. And if you get them attached to the file, I accept, but hopefully direct description of the main text. The deadline is by May 13th, today, Wednesday, 11:59 a.m. And I'm going to show you the like kind of relative of antonym, synonym. It's like completely different spelling and completely different pronunciation, of course, but the same in meaning. Like beautiful, attractive, pretty, lovely, and sunny. It's almost same. Bossy is always like, hey, what are you doing? Or something people who ordering you every time, and he always watch me as your servant or something like that. It's like boss is like your boss. So the bossy is adjective. He is very much bossy for me. So here attitude is very bad. So not say very bad, but bossy means a completely different word, but controlling tyrannical, it's almost same. Fair is just fair. You're always talking, your talking is quite fair or something like that. So fair, just, objective, impartial, beside, almost same, funny, humorous, comical. It's all same. So this synonym is quite important because when you like some English sentences or like paper or something, if you use always same word, so it like kindergarten kids writing, elementary student writing, it looks like. So a case of Japanese, same. So same mean, it's same in meaning, but you want to use some different word. It looks like you're smart or something like that. So you should know some those word storage in your brain and change the word, and it looks like you're quite smart or something like that. This is synonyms in next. Homograph. This is completely different of antonymy and synonyms. It's like same spelling and same pronunciation, but which has two difference in meaning. Again, means it's you just keep open mouth, or it means love, completely different. But this word covers two in meaning, with mouth open or love. Maybe this love is coming from the like Bible description or something like that. Bass is type of fish. Maybe you like fishing, you know, the bass, like sea bass or something like that. Those river bass is like type of fish, or low, deep voice, like basses, like this kind of voice, low voice, this bass, that complete different things, but this covers two in meaning. Bat, a typical example. Bat, one bat is piece of sport equipment. When you do baseball, you need bat, grab ball, and that bat. But another, the other thing is an animal. flying animal, and I think bat is mammal. Is it correct? Someone tell me. Bat is mammal. Is it correct? I'm not sure. They're flying, but there's not family of the bird, right? Am I right? Someone takes me. Is it correct or not? And it said that they are like these present viruses. The origin of viruses from a bat or something. Yeah, these are bow. It's a type of knot, like bow and arrow is. Bow and arrow is like bow and arrow is like Robin has bow and arrow. He shoot the apple, something like bow and arrow, bow, or to incline. Yeah, it's same bow. So homograph is something like that. So antonymy, synonyms, homography, and homophones. So this is completely same pronunciation, but different in meaning. Made. It's I made a mask or something like that. These days, I think you don't see any masks at the drugstore. Sometimes you have to make masks. So I made masks or something like that. Maid is like I think kind of servant. Maid serves you a coffee or something like that. Maid, complete same pronunciation, but spelling different and meaning different. One is one, 1, 2, 3. Win, won. I won. I bet I won is like won. Pair, a pair of slippers, or pear. I like apple, orange, and pear. But the pear season must be autumn. Thanks. You answer, Cha-san. Yes, bat is mammal. Yeah, bat is mammal. That means a bat doesn't have egg. Just they just directly birth. And this is the same, but quite similar. Completely different, similar pronunciation exists. Pear is like you have pier, which is some parking spot for not cars, but boats and ships, and pier. Peace. I really hope worldwide peace. Or I have eaten a piece of pizza last night, or plane yogurt, airplane, it's pronunciation same. These are kind of homophones. The next one is like rhythmic words. Kafar, let's say, rumboom, more asphalt, tells. This is not so good word, but this kind of the rhythmic words when you sing like hip hop song or something like that, it's always something like rhythmic, completely different meaning, spelling is different, but the part of the pronunciation is close. Those you can call that rhythmic words, a pair of rhythmic words. Kafar, Nesef, Lumboom, Asphalt, Chelsea. This is like hip hop singing. You may call that it's a rhythmic words. And this one, I don't know. This which has a specific word or not. And if someone knows, please text me and something like an antonym and synonyms, homophones, which has specific words. Homophones, it's something like this kind of group or something, but I do not know. This is spelling same and meaning different, different in meaning, and pronunciation different. You're a scientist, so you're a chemist, so you should know there's some typical example. Same spelling, but different in meaning and pronunciation. So pronunciation different and different in meaning as well. This one, this element, PB element, this is, you have to pronounce this as lead, lead. But top one is, you have to pronounce this as read. This is verb. This is noun. Especially this is name of the element. So to lead to something. To lead to, that means this has preposition. It means lead, should be, intransitive verb. So yeah, complicated thing is maybe that lead is past form and present perfect is led. Spelling is different, but pronunciation is the same as this one. This is spelling is L-E-A-D, but pronunciation led. And this is the element. This is the lead. Same spelling, but this is verb. This is noun. But past form and present perfect is led. Led. So pronunciation same, but difference in meaning. Quite complicated. If someone knows the name of this group, please text me. So agenda today is, yeah, we have already done a bit, but some scientific words we're going to see. Build that bit on, I'm trying to ask and tell the time, examples, maybe in junior high school or high school, you have told that when you ask the time, what time is it now? Something. But I often heard this one. It's almost same time, 50%, 50%, or maybe, yeah, this is more. 50, 40, 10%. I heard. So what time is it now? Correct, of course. Do you have the time? So the time is some specific time. So so correctly, do you have the time now? So asking the present time. So do you have the time? Have you got the time? It's same. So have you got time? 10%, 40, 50%. So yeah, these just asking present time. So correctly, have you got the time now? I think it's correct, but these are completely different. Do you have time? So not the time. The time is some specific time, but asking, do you have the period? Do you have free time? Do you have time for me? This means, so just the difference of the without the, completely different. Do you have the time? Asking the time, and do you have time? Do you have a moment? Do you have a period for me? Something. It's saying, have you got time? Have you got time? This is different. Do you have a minute? Yeah. Do you have a minute? Do you have a time? I don't think you don't ask. Do you have a time? Or do you have a minute? Something like that. Asking the present time and asking the some moment for you. Something. This is clock or maybe watch and ask and tell the time. So like North American way, I'm going to tell you that maybe you would say that this is no, this is 10, 10. You would say that in Japanese the same way. You may pronounce this as, you may call this as 10 past 10 is much more common. 10 past 10 is much common. So 10-10 works, but 10-10 is yeah, not so bad, but I guess 10 past 10 works much more well. In this way, this is 4 to noon or 4 to midnight or something like that. 4 to, you would say 11:56, but not this way, but this way is shorter. So 4 to midnight, 4 to noon or something like that. It's faster. And in Japanese, I think you are always choosing this way, but not this way. It's same in English, and it looks like a bit some strange block, and you may call this thing long needers and short needer, and I don't know which second needer or something like that. If someone knows the this specific, this is long needer, this is short needer, and I don't know this one. Someone knows this specific name. Again, please text me your opinion. You are right. So this, you call that you would say 5:45. It works, but this is closer, so that's quarter to quarter, not 15 to quarter to 6 is what time. Do you have the time at present? So my answer will be quarter to 6. It's faster and easy to understand. Right? We have done this part and ask and tell the time, right? Maybe new way. Do you have the time? And yeah, it works well with them. What time is it now? And next, even and odd numbers. Someone texts me even numbers or odd numbers with the chatting function. Do you know? You should know the even and odd numbers. So even is like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 10, 12, 14. It's an even number. Odd number is 1, 3, 5, 7. Yeah, that's it. But these, you see these so often. You should know the even and odd numbers. And so that means we're going to bit math today. Scientific expression for number in English. How to pronounce scientific words, equation, unit in English. Figure and tables, especially when you have some oral presentation, maybe post presentation in the same way. Those presentation, you have to explain your figure tables, which are drawn by you, like this. This is a figure, and always you have some explanation here at the bottom of the figure, and you need figure number and some explanation, title of figure here, and X and Y axis. So you call that figure number here, and you call this as not figure title, but a specific word is figure caption. What it says? The figure caption, something like that. So maybe your supervisor will be asking you that what is the figure caption says or something. And 0 point, that this 0 point is cross of the two y and x axis, so the original point. You may call this as original point, figure caption. This case, x-axis is voltage and current, and this line, yeah, as I told, x-axis, this line, you may call that y-axis. So the boss said x and y axes, or you may call this as an abscissa, call this ordinate. So it's completely same. So that means what is that? Meaning same in meaning, and different word is I forget which category, but it's same y-axis or ordinate, abscissa. It's same, but you had better use. You have to remember both. X-axis, abscissa. Y-axis, ordinate. Maybe one more. X-axis, abscissa, or horizontal, like horizontal axis. This works as well. Y-axis, ordinate, and or vertical axis. Yeah, vertical axis also well. But I think at least x-axis, y-axis works well. So when you explain your figures, you should use along the x-axis, the current increases or something. Yeah, when voltage increases as current decreased or something. This is figure. These days, you can see that those figures, it's like number or something. So I just take some examples of this one. Tested positive, PCR tested. Of course, this is number. The PCR tested new. X-axis means this one is date, and this one date as well. Y-axis means this number of the PCR tested, a day, not total, a day. This one is as well positive, positive patient, PCR positive. It does not mean PCR positive does not mean they should stay in hospital or something like that. But some people is just staying in own houses or like in hotels and others. So the PCR tested positive does not mean any patient staying in hospital. Next. The active cases, maybe not, this word is not familiar with you, but active cases, it's like number of staying in hospital is active cases. So new, so the x-axis and date, almost the day before or more 2 days before or something like that. So active cases, so that means of course increased number of the staying in hospital, but just recover and leave hospitals, so the total number is just minus. Yeah, this is just straightforward tested PCR tested numbers, but this word active cases or just say cases is not so familiar for especially for Japanese. And these in present viruses. All right. So figure and table now we're going to see a table, and table number is table 1. And yeah, same as some figures. This is voltage and current. So voltage is always X. X-axis is always something number. So a human, a human who are doing experiments. So the person for doing experiments could control this number. So we are controlling this number is left hand column here. Always this is number you're controlling. In case of figure, this goes to x-axis. X-axis, and generally left column and right column is up to this number. This number changes. So this always right hand side column, and this goes to y-axis. Oh, and this one, you do not call this as table caption. Instead of table, generally you call this as table title. Table title. Table title, not not caption. This is title. We have done figures and tables and units. Up to your major, up to your which kind of materials or which kind of science you're doing. So it's a variety of units you're using, but just simple units. You have to pronounce this as degrees centigrade. Pronunciation is degrees centigrade. Is this pronunciation? This is a short form of centigrade. The other word is Celsius. This is works. So this is, you may call this Celsius or degrees centigrade. And case of F. Have you ever seen this one? I think not Japanese, but I think international students, some of international students saw this one, I think. So, oops. Yeah, this one. You may call this degrees Fahrenheit. I forgot the equation between Fahrenheit and centigrade. There's some equation you can transfer with so in California, like these, something like today, it's like, I think 80 or not 90, 80 degrees, something like that. But it's not centigrade, but Fahrenheit. So 90 or 100 degrees. Oh, today it's quite hot. What is your temperature today? It's like, oh, it's close to 100. Case of 100 is a boiling point in water, but case of the Fahrenheit, it's like, yeah, general atmospheric temperature, Celsius. Yeah, this is pressure unit. And how to pronounce this one? So, like kilogram per square centimeter, square centimeter, square centimeter. This one, I guess, if you use IR, infrared, or Raman spectroscopy, or infrared spectroscopy, the unit is always this one. Pronunciation is reciprocal centimeter, or more general one, just wave number. Reciprocal centimeter is reciprocal. Reciprocal is reciprocal. So reciprocal is one. Reciprocal is one. That is one. So this is one. So that the reciprocal of 2 is this way. So it's 0.5. This is variation of reciprocal, like variation of antonyms. So this is reciprocal. So you must pronounce this as reciprocal centimeter quite long. So just you can pronounce this as wave number. We have done unit and numbers. Yes, some Japanese student faces some problem when you visit North America or Europe. Also, the international student face some problem with some Japanese counting. Japanese always count some 3 digits. 4 digits, but in English, always 3 digits. So 424,000. 12,000,000, 489,000,000, 48 billion, and 523 trillion. Pronunciation, this is 3.67, 0.3394 or 0.394. And next, we're going to see these are decimal fraction. This is this period you may call, in numbers you may call this period as decimal. These are decimal fractions. The pronunciation is 3.67. Yeah, some people say that's 3.67 or something like that. Yeah, it works correctly. 3.67, that's correct. And today's third exercise is something like that. Write the pronunciation of this number or something like that. So you have to remember this one, 3.67. Numbers again, and decimal fraction like 3.67, and fractions means a half or 1/3 to third, something like that. These fractions. We're going to see that these are pronunciation. Fractions. So 1/5, 3/7, 1/2, 1/4, 7 plus 3/8, and the bottom one is 315 over. If this is longer, you may pronounce this as over 1,754 or something like that. 1/5. So pronunciation is, this is 1/5. not 1/5, but 1/5. 3/7. This is kind of exceptional. A half works, but of course, you may pronounce this as 1 second. Almost nothing, 1 second. And 1/4. And this is 7 plus 3/8. And the bottom one is, you may pronounce this as over. You may pronounce this over. (315) over 1754. Yeah, sometimes this is 1754, but you can pronounce this as 1754 instead. Oops. This is also kind of some exceptional. So 1/4 works, but 1/4 works, but a fourth, 1/4, a quarter works as well. Yeah, I told you, this is, you may pronounce this as this part. You may pronounce this as over. 315 over 1754. Decimal. The number has the authenticity down to 4 decimal places. So they are like this is like 0.04275, and it says the number has authenticity down to 4 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These numbers until here, these are, which has authenticity down to 4 decimal places, 4 decimal places. This is not so sure, but these are sure. So yeah, in Japanese expression, you use these kind of numbers often. So this is the same story. The number has 4 digits after the decimal point, almost same, yeah. So the number has 4 digits after the decimal point. We calculate the yield to 2 places of decimals. Yeah, it's 2 places, same. So we calculate the yield. Maybe they have done some synthetic reaction. So 2 places of decimals, 2 places. The professor specifies number of decimal places. So, yeah, this is specifies. And he rounds the yield of the closest 4 numbers. So round means like round means like it's so good. Yeah, I know, but I don't. It's not you. Okay. Erase this. This way. Oops. Round means 5, 2, 6. So if you round this number down to 2 decimal place is like I think this is round. Round is, so professors sometimes say that you round number. So it's like a number after down to 2 decimal places, something like that. So you have to round number. I think that you have to use this numbers. Maybe you need Z here. Z, because this is highest, this is least. So I guess you need Z. Z means only this number exists, not others exist. So we need Z here. The highest common factor. The highest common factor. HCF. These are acronyms. Yeah, this is kind of your like answer of the exercise 1 today. And the least common multiple. The least common multiple. Yeah, I think these are used often. So I can calculate the highest common factor, and 12, between 12 and 6, what is the highest common factor? Something like that. Between 6 and 12, what is the least common multiple? Something. Yeah, these are often. What is HCF? What is LCM? We have looked at figure in the tables, units, numbers, decimal fraction and fractions. Or maybe you need this here. Sorry. The next, we're going to see calculation. How do you pronounce a calculation? Maybe for an international student, it's easy way, but for Japanese, maybe not. So we're going to just see the additions and subtractions. Quite easy math, but you do not know how to pronounce these. And this is 3 plus 5 always equals 8. 9 minus 3 equals, always pronunciation is equals 6. This pronunciation is correct? Yeah. So pronunciation is this. 3 plus 5 equals. This is verb. So this verb, understand these are singular. So this verb, understand these are singular. So you need S here. 3 plus 5 equals 8. Or 3 plus 5 is 8. This works. 3 plus 5 makes 8. This works as well. Subtraction is same. 9 minus 3 equals 6. In this way, 9 take away 3 is 6. A bit different. Take away. I think this is takes away. Sorry. 9 takes away 3 is 6. Maybe take away. I have to check. I'm not so sure this one. I have to check this one. Maybe next week. 3 from 9 is 6. It's almost same. So The top one is both quite general, like minus 3 equals 6. So we have done with some additions and subtraction. That means we're going to multiplications and divisions. And same way, 6 times 7 equals 42. 15 divided by 3 equals 5. And this is quite complicated. 2/7, not 7, 7th. 2/7 divided by 2/3 equals 3/7. Is correct? I don't know. So pronunciation is something like this. Yeah, I have pronounced this one. 6 times 7 equals 42, but 6 multiplied by 7 equals 42. 6, 7 are 42. I think this is so common. Yeah, this one is common. Divisions. 15 divided by 3 equals 5. This is common, I guess. It's quite complicated, but 7th divided by 2/3 equals 3/7. So the verb recognizes this part as singular. We have done multiplications and divisions, and then power and root, especially this number. How to pronounce this is, I guess, if you join a conference, I guess you need some power numbers, especially. So how to pronounce power number? Like this. This is pronounced as x to the 9th. X to the nth. X to the nth. This is x to the minus nth. This is quite basic way to pronounce power. You may call that this is power. You may pronounce this as 5 to the so the common ways, correct ways, power. You mean power. I'm sorry. Nice power here. X to the minus nth power. So you may pronounce this as 5 to the second power. But in case of second power, you may pronounce this as 5 squared. This is 7 cubed. In this way, x to the ninth power, x to the minus nth power, 5 squared, 7 cubed. But specific word is until cubed. After that, we don't have some specific word. So a squared plus 3 cubed equals c to the 4th power. a squared plus b cubed equals c to the fourth power. Yeah, this is correct. And next root. Yeah, you may just pronounce this as root 7, like root 2, root 7, but this is different. You pronounce the nth root of x. In this way, the square root of 7. The square root of 7. You said 7th, but maybe correct way, yes, 7th, but everybody pronounce this as 7. So the square root of 7. But just I told root 7 works. Root 7. Oops. Root 7. No. You should top. Erase. Right. Yeah, root 7. Just root 7 works. Just root 7 works. Just root 7 work. Yeah, this one. This is third exercise today, so almost the end this lecture today. So how do you pronounce the Avogadro number? Avogadro number. So the correct rate 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd power is a guess, correct? Okay, I write down here. This is the answer of this today's exercise 3, 6.0. Oh, 6.002 times 10 to the 23rd power. I guess this is correct. 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd power. This is correct. But these days, no one pronouncing this part. So the correct way is like 6.02 times 10 to the 23. This is correct way. This is correct way. But everybody pronounce instead this was 6.02 times 10 to the 23. Everybody pronounce this way. But correct way is this. 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd power is correct. So both these two are correct answer. So this is the exercise 3. Exercise 3. So maybe first exercise 3. Exercise 3. Yeah, this one. Write the pronunciations of Avogadro number. So you can write here's numbers. You have to write the pronunciation here, like not number. This is incorrect. This is incorrect, right? This is incorrect. Incorrect. But correct way is 6 point. It's correct way, right? So the exercise 3 writes pronunciation of Avogadro number. yeah, we have done with some power group, especially at the top, that you use a lot of power number in research. Yeah, something like this, right? So maybe in some cases, 6.02 times, not 10 to the, but instead 23 to the 23 or something like that, 23 times. So anyway, so it'll be like 3.01 times so in this case, you may pronounce this 3.01 times not 10, 2 to the 8th power, or to the 8, just to the 8 works. Just to the 8. Both work. Both work. So your answer should be, oops, this or this. So the question, the exercise 3 is write pronunciations of Avogadro number. So now you have 3 answers from the 3 exercises. Write down your answers in the main text of the mail and email me. Mail address is here, and mail title is just your student ID, and from the top, first you write down your student ID and your name, and then 3 answers, and email me. And deadline is today's 13th, 11:59 a.m., not p.m., 11:59 a.m. And we're going back to the lecture with some last point. Area and volume. Just we're going to try to pronounce the equation of area and volume. Example, the area of a circle is equal to pi times the radius squared. So the area of circle is to pi times radius maybe this one square. This is your area. The area of the circle is equal to pi. You may write down pi this. Yeah, this is same as pi, but some cases people write down just pi. You may print this as pi times the radius squared. Next, the volume of sphere equals 4 times pi times the radius cubed divided by 3. Volume sphere. Sphere means like a sphere. I don't need this. Oops. Make same mistakes all the time. And oops. This way. Radius Oops, this disappears this way. Sphere. The volume of sphere equals 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 5 times radius cubed divided by 3. Is that correct? Am I correct? Someone tag me, someone chat me, am I correct? It's, I guess you have learned elementary school or junior high school or something like that. So, volume, not area. Now, story is not volume, not area, but volume, and the volume sphere equals this. Next, I think next is let's try today. The volume of a cube is equal to the length of one of the its size cube. So the volume cube is my drawing not so great at all, but trying to draw, and volume of the cube is equal to the length of one of its sides. You may call this size. So maybe A. So volume equals A cubed. A is this volume, right? So here, I think elementary school, junior school in North America learns this way. The Japanese multiplication is like 2 until 29, but I think in North America from 1 to 15 or 20. So in the case of Japan, multiplication is like multiplication we have to learn is like one time one time two, blah, 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 2 times 1, 2 times 2, blah, 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 until 2, 9 or 1, 9 or something like that. That case of North America, I guess, I think 15 or 20. So we have done some the volumes as well. And again, exercise. Write the pronunciation of Avogadro numbers. This is exercise 3. And we're going to see the exercise 1 and 2 again. Exercise 1. Exercise 1. Example 5. acronyms and their original forms. 2. Show me 5 pairs of antonyms. And this is 2 and 3. And they say 3. Write the pronunciation of a gather number. Email address and deadline. Today, 11:59. And even if you do not complete your exercise until even 11:59, just anytime is all right. You just email me with 3 answers. You can date. Yeah. You had better email me before 11:59, but the things most important is just complete your exercise. So even after this, I can accept your exercises answers. So the thing most important is just complete and email me, but hopefully before 11:59 today. All right, today we should done the training word 2, especially scientific, some expression. And next week, May 20th, accent and pronunciation. It's all done today. It's over. Next week. We finished. And I very much welcome your some comment, especially the internet connection, internet some conditions yours. So if it is too bad, I'm going to change. I'm going to find other way to give a lecture. If it works well, I just continue my lecture this way. This way means you too late, but just I very much welcome your comments about internet traffic. It's too bad. I'm going to change. If not so bad, just keep this way.